We made big fun of the Cowboys this week because our team, bless their hearts, was very embarrassing. We haven't checked in with Coach Fox about her beloved New York Giants. And she was supposed to bring her jersey, but I've been told that the jersey is not even allowed to come out of the closet right now because it's too embarrassing to even wear it this season. What has been happening with your beloved New York Giants? For the students who might not know.
For those who do not know, it is by far the most embarrassing year. I've been a Giants fan since my freshman year in college, and so that was about 20 years. This is by far the most embarrassing it's been.
You said that 2 seasons ago.
It's worse. I didn't think we could go down. We've gone down. Daniel Jones has thrown more touchdowns to the other team as a starter than he has to his own teammates.
Now, you had high hopes last year, and I can't remember. We'd have to go look at the clip, but I can't remember exactly what you were. You were hopeful that the defense was going to improve.
Which we are. We played the last game we played. We didn't allow any touchdowns. But we lost to 7 field goals. 7 field goals beat us. 7 field goals. That's the first time I think in NFL history that a team has ever not scored a touchdown and beat a team that scored 3 touchdowns.
What team scored the field goals?
Who did we play? Oh my God, I can't even remember who we played.
So it's the first time that an NFL kicker was probably the MVP of the game.
Yeah.
The game.
Yeah. I can't even remember who we played. Like, I watched the first half, and then I did watch the second half, but I had to do it. Was
who is this new quarterback that the Giants have? Because I have not looked at the Giants this year.
We don't have one. It's Daniel Jones. We're riding the Daniel Jones train.
Still.
Like, we didn't go get a quarterback. We did get Neighbors, the guy from LSU, and he's good, but it doesn't matter if your quarterback sucks if you have a great receiver.
Well, let me tell you who is predicted to have a really good year this year in the NFL, and that's the New York Jets. Now, tell us about the New York Jets and why everybody is so excited about being a Jets fan this year.
Well, the whole Aaron Rodgers comeback is...
That's right. That seems to be a name that everybody knows. Why does everybody know that name?
Well, he's been around forever.
And he's been one of the greatest quarterbacks in the league for a long time.
So I saw a statistic recently, and it was like touchdowns, passing touchdowns by week at this point in the NFL, like by week 2 and over the years. And like, they're like, we're in a new era of football. Like, the Tom Brady's are gone. Like, Aaron Rodgers are gone. Like, all those guys that were just lighting it up are gone. And all these new guys out of college are struggling. Like Caleb Williams, and they benched the Alabama guy. He's not starting week 3. Like,
so it's really good to be a Chiefs fan right now.
Yeah. Hold on to Patrick Mahomes.
Patrick Mahomes may be the best quarterback in the league, although Dak is right now the highest paid in the league, but he has not been producing the last few weeks. It's been a struggle.
Yeah, he's just like up and down. I mean, he's a roller coaster. Like, when he's great, he's great, but when he's not, he looks a lot like Daniel Jones.
And I don't know how much longer the Dolphins are going to hold on to Tua, because he is the most injury-prone quarterback I've seen in a long time.
And not just like, Dak's had some pretty hard injuries. Like, he's had some pretty major surgeries, his leg, ankle, and all that stuff. But it's not his brain. Tua's is like his brain. Like, I've never seen someone get concussions and then like convulse like he does. Like, that's scary. He needs The NFL needs to be like, we no longer want you.
Right.
You can't play for us.
Well, students, if you come down the halls and you see Coach Fox, just duck your head a little bit, give her a little nod, like,
just let me know.
We know. Sorry, we're so sorry. You still have the NFL ticket for the season?
Yeah, I mean, I'm still going to watch.
That's an expensive ticket, by the way. So she will be watching her team and praying for some sort of miracle.
Yeah, and I felt a little bit like Coach Sandlin earlier when I had to ask my friend for their Paramount Plus login to watch the whatever game that was they put on Paramount.
Eagle Vision for Thursday, September 19, 2024. I'm Zion, and today's top story highlights Constitution Week as we celebrate our country's history and the living document that grants Americans their right to freedom.
Hey guys, it's Coach Allard. Mr. Lewis has asked me to teach you history here for a few minutes on the EVTV. So, the American Revolution, after we defeated the British, and we didn't really have a government, the Articles of Confederation was a useless document, much like a manual on how to change a carburetor. Okay, and what happened was that the states had no real power. The federal government didn't really have any power. There's a lot going on. It was almost had another little rebellion called Shays Rebellion at this time. So anyway, long story short, they meet to rewrite at Mount Vernon to rewrite the Articles of Confederation, and James Madison said, "I got it. Let's do this instead." So we have a new document called the Constitution, right? First 10 Amendments, Bill of Rights. We know this, okay? We know it's a living document. So in the 1950s, which is one of my favorite decades of history, Eisenhower, as a means to fight the growing threat of the commies, of the no-good pinko commies in the 50s, the Daughters of the American Revolution said, why don't we have a Constitution Week and teach people how to be a good American and have a Constitution Week. So Constitution Week was passed in August of '56, and during this week of September, we learn about the Constitution and the document and where we are today. So that has been your History Minute with Coach Allen.
The Mid-South Fair kicks off this week. We wanted to give you some tips for safety and to ensure you have a good time.
The Mid-South Fair is full throttle this week, and Eagle Vision is here to give you a few quick tips to help ensure you have a blast and stay safe. Make sure you wear comfortable shoes. The Midway is big and parking is a long way off, so be prepared to do a lot of walking. Also, keep in mind closed-toe shoes are the best options. There are tons of electrical cables laying around and it's easy to trip. Tennis shoes will protect your feet. Wash your hands frequently. There are animals, people, and lots of germs. Be sure to wash your hands frequently and definitely use hand sanitizer before you eat some of that killer food. Speaking of food, don't overdo it. It's easy to get caught up in the amazing smells of the Midway, but keep in mind, those foods are loaded with fats and sugars. Pick out one or two things to indulge in. Wear sunscreen. It's hot and there is very little shade at the Lander Center. Virtually everything is outside this year. Stay hydrated. It's easy and all the fun to forget to drink water, but drinking water will help you stay cool and keep your energy. Finally, establish a meeting place in case you get separated. In a world where communication is as easy as dialing a cell phone number, we sometimes forget to have a backup plan. Phones go dead, and service in such a crowded place can crawl to a halt. Have a location in advance for your party to meet up if you get separated. A tall landmark like the Ferris wheel is always a good option. Remember that weapons of any kind are not permitted. Everyone will go through a security check at the gate. Also, no outside food or drinks will be allowed.
Yesterday, we unveiled our Teacher of the Month for August, Mr. Lewis sat down with her yesterday to get to know her a bit better.
Tell us where you're from.
I am from Midnight, Mississippi. I was born there and I grew up there.
All right. What school did you go to?
I went to Humphreys Academy.
All right. When you got ready to go to college, how did you choose your college?
Well, I chose my college by just going to my favorite college where I wanted to go, and that was Mississippi State. But once I got there, I realized it wasn't the atmosphere for me. And so after a semester, I decided to go to Delta State, and it was the best choice I've ever made because I loved it there.
Awesome. Mm-hmm. How did you choose to become a teacher? Had you always planned on being a teacher?
No, I was inspired by some really good teachers that I had in high school. Once I went through and got my degree in mathematics and my minor in education, then I didn't really plan to use it. After student teaching, I thought, well, maybe this is not for me. But then my sister-in-law, who was a teacher at Olive Branch High School, needed a long-term sub because she had a baby. And so I walked through the doors, and then they couldn't get rid of me, and I loved it.
Now, what year was that? Do you remember?
That was 01. I started August I want to say like the 19th in 01. And then, of course, shortly after that, September 11th happened. And so and just in that environment, I just wanted really to stay there.
Right.
Yes.
And I remember because I actually taught at Olive Branch High School students, so I actually got to teach with her over there for a little while. That leads me to another question though, math. When did you become passionate about math? How did that all unfold?
I would say in high school, I had a really good math teacher. She happened to also be married to my brother, so she was my sister-in-law. And so she was a wonderful math teacher, and she just, I still teach today how she taught me.
What was her name?
Deborah Domino.
All right, there you go. I'm just going to ask you some crazy questions, just off the cuff questions too. Where would you most like to travel?
I would most like to travel to Cefalù, Sicily. It is where my family is from. The Domino side of my family and the Salemi side of my family is from there. My cousin recently traveled there and found our family home, so I would love to go there and just visit and see where my family is from.
My wife she really wants to travel. I'm not a big traveler, but it does excite her because the only place in the Europe that I would want to go would be Italy, and mainly because of the food.
Yes. Yes.
Without a doubt. Who's the best teacher you've had? Which you already answered that, I guess.
Well, she was one of the good teachers that I had, one of the best teachers I had. I also had one of my favorite teachers was my high school history teacher. Going to a small school, I had the same teacher for world history, U.S. history, government and economics, and she involved us in Model UN and things like that. And so I really, really enjoyed that. And I love history, so.
How many students were at that high school? You had to guess.
Oh, I'm not sure total, like high school, because it was a 1st through 12 school.
Right.
I graduated with 30 people.
Okay, so
very small.
Right. If you could master one instrument, what would it be?
Oh, wow. I would have to say the piano. I would love to play the piano. I took lessons growing up playing the piano. I wanted to quit piano lessons. My mom begged me not to. I did anyway. She was right. I regret it.
Right. How many different places have you lived?
Oh, wow. 3. I guess 4. I grew up in Midnight, moved to Cleveland, then moved to Starkville with Mr. Sarton when we got married, and then here.
Where is Midnight? It's in the Delta?
Mm-hmm. It's in the Delta. It's I jokingly say it's right between Louise and Silver City because everybody knows where those places are as well. But no, it's near Belzona, Yazoo City.
Okay. Mm-hmm. If you could have any view from your back porch, what would it be?
Oh, wow.
Which Tuscany, Italy has some pretty nice views.
Yes. Yes. I would have to go with the mountains. My favorite place to be in the summer is camping in the mountains. And so I would have to say the mountains of Arkansas because it's beautiful.
Do y'all like camping a lot?
We do. We just camp every summer. We go to Mountain View, Arkansas. We've been going since Mr. Sarton and I, before we actually started dating, we made our first trip there. And so we kept going back over all the years. So we've been going for 25 years.
Mr. Scotty, who's one of the best luthiers probably in the world in Mountain View, Arkansas, is building me a guitar right now.
Oh, wow.
I'm so excited.
Yes, they make dulcimers there.
Yes.
And I love it. There's music on the square every night. It's a wonderful place.
Amazing city. A hidden kind of secret city that nobody ever thinks about or knows
Yes.
about.
Blanchard Spring Caverns is there. Lots of caverns to explore. So yeah, it's fun.
So do y'all have like a camper or do y'all tent camp?
Well, in our younger days, we started out tent camping, and then because when we first started teaching school together back in 2014, we could go and stay for however long we wanted to in the summer.
Right.
So we would tent camp, but now we go for pretty much a week. So yes, we go in an RV now that we're older.
We have a little trailer and my wife calls it glamping.
Yes.
Glamping. What do you most admire about your parents?
Oh, wow. The thing I most admire about my parents would be that the legacy they left in all of us. My parents were gone, and so recently passed away. And so, just being with the family that they created, that is it's just amazing. It's a tribute to them and the people that they were.
I love that. Who's the most optimistic person you know?
Wow.
I know. We pull the questions like crazy.
Wow. The most optimistic person I know. I would have to say, like right now, just in my immediate life, I would have to say Miss Thompson, because she, no matter what problem comes her way, she's got a solution. She's ready to solve it.
She also wears the smile pretty much all day long.
She does.
What do you love about your hometown?
I love my hometown because when we go back to visit, all you have to take is a pair of pajamas. You're not going anywhere. You're not going to see anybody that's not related to you. So there's nothing going on in midnight, but it's just relaxing. Life slows down. So.
The Delta is a different place. And for people who've never been there, you really don't understand until you literally get on Highway 61 and start heading down. It's like a different planet.
It really is. Here everything's going so fast all the time, and so when you go there, life really slows down.
For absolute sure. What's the tastiest dish you can cook, or we should say maybe that your husband, because he's also a really good cook.
He is a really good cook. So I'll have to say his favorite, which is my boy's favorite as well, is country fried steak. I make country fried steak, mashed potatoes, and green beans, and it's probably my best dish. We have to have it once a week.
That's definitely a Southern dish. All right, last question. If you could design and build a room of your own, all to yourself, what would that room be like?
Well, I actually just got to do this, and it's pretty exciting at home. Yes. So my oldest son just moved to Mississippi State. So
you took his room.
No, actually, my middle son took his room. So I took my middle son's room, and I have converted it into a workout room. So we've got gym floor on the floor, the concrete floors. All the weights are in there and out of my bedroom, and so it's wonderful. I've got to install a mirror. We've got television in there, so we can get YouTube to work out with, and it's awesome. Wonderful. Yeah.
That's awesome. All right. Well, thank you for letting us get to know you a little bit better.
Thank you.
Catherine Marie Cortez Masto is an American lawyer and politician serving as a senior United States Senator from Nevada since 2017. A member of the Democratic Party, she was the 32nd Attorney General of Nevada from 2007 to 2015. Cortez Masto graduated from University of Nevada, Reno and Gonzaga University School of Law. She worked 4 years as a civil attorney in Las Vegas and 2 years as a criminal prosecutor for the U.S. Attorney's Office in Washington, D.C., before being elected Nevada Attorney General in 2006, replacing George Chanos. Re-elected in 2010, she was not eligible to run for a third term in 2014 because of lifetime term limits established by the Constitution of Nevada. Cortez Masto narrowly defeated Republican Joe Heck in 2016, United States Senate election in Nevada to replace outgoing Democratic Senator Harry Reid, becoming the first woman elected to represent Nevada in the Senate and the first Latina elected to serve in the upper chamber.
This week's feature vocabulary words are larva, ladder, and mass. Larva, the active immature form of an insect, especially one that differs greatly from the adult form. Ladder, the second of two or the second mention of two. Mass, the quantity of matter that something contains.
What's up, Horn Lake Eagles? Make sure you come support Horn Lake Choirs by donating to the Homecoming Food Drive. That's next week, which are dates September 23rd through the 27th.
You can drop off your items in front of the cafeteria before school or during lunch. You can also drop off donations Friday night at the game. We will have a little table set up accepting donations.
Food Drive next week!
Students, class rings are now on sale. The order date will be October 4th during all 4 lunches. If you're interested in purchasing a class ring, see Ms. Patberg in room G1. Students, if you're interested in joining the speech and debate team, drop an E4 and sign up with Mr. Lewis. Speech and debate is a great opportunity to broaden your horizons and become more comfortable interacting in front of a large group of people. Leather jackets are also on sale. Be sure to ask your coach about your eligibility, or the date will be October 4th during lunch. That's it for today's episode. Here at Horn Lake, we are better students, always growing and expecting more. Stay tuned for your lunch menus and athletic schedule. We'll see you here tomorrow. Have a fantastic day.